It is here. A weekend we weren't sure we'd see in these crazy times. In less than 24 hours on this very field, kickoff, and the entire world will join Tampa Bay for this Sunday night spectacle. But right now, it's a super Saturday night. And it's go time. For so many reasons, we've reveled in this week, this moment in time, this very idea of a super showdown. And we're all just happy it's finally here. But tonight is about so much more than just a football game. After what seems like an unyielding and unending year, tonight we celebrate. We rejoice in our little victories. We salute our charitable work, our caring and compassion, and the remarkable place we call Tampa Bay, our home of champions. In the spirit of Forever 55, we salute the spirit of not giving up. And just like those teams on the field tomorrow, we push forward with energy, with passion, and most of all, with hope. So this is a celebration of all of us, for all of us. This is a super Saturday night.
We are less than 24 hours away from kickoff of Super Bowl 55 tomorrow. At this time, we're going to be cheering on our hometown team. And our hometown Super Bowl doesn't get any more special than this, Tampa Bay. And we could not be any more grateful to have you along with us for this journey. Welcome, everybody. It is a super Saturday night. And we'll be here to get you ready for the big game over the next 2 hours. Welcome in, guys. I am Ryan Bass.
And I'm Allison Croft. So much energy out here live at Tech Village along the Riverwalk. Can you tell the fans are pumped to see the Buccaneers not just take football's biggest stage, but fight to keep the Lombardi Trophy from getting on a plane back to Kansas City?
Yeah, we don't want it heading over there where barbecue is good. We want to keep it where the coffee's pretty good here in Tampa Bay. The prize is here. We want to keep it that way. Football is the ultimate team sport, right? So tonight, we've assembled our team from across the entire Tampa Bay area.
Welcome to the show.
A full year in the making.
We're here live for Super Saturday night.
But first, the showdown
That'll go down in history. A new team and a new chance at a championship. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are heading back to the Super Bowl. There's some history here already. They'll be the first team ever to get home field advantage.
I think the big advantage is, we stay in our own beds and sleep here and just do our normal routines. Nothing's out of the ordinary until we hit the media sessions next week. But everything else, just to be able to stay in your routine, sleep in your bed, and all that stuff is I think, is a huge advantage.
And so is having the GOAT.
Tom Brady.
He couldn't have come at a better time. In March, 6-time Super Bowl winning quarterback Tom Brady announced he was headed to Tampa.
There are a lot of things that really were, intriguing to me about the organization and, the players and the coaches and, the willingness of everyone to try to, accomplish what the goal of playing football is, which is to win.
Now he's ready to lead our team to victory.
Hopefully we can finish this season strong and, win a Super Bowl. That's why we're here. That's why we're playing. And make for a really magical season for us.
But first, the GOAT has to face the baby GOAT.
Instead of just soaking in all the glory of winning the Super Bowl last year, we went back to work. And we went to work every single day to make ourselves better, to prepare ourselves for every single situation that could arise. And it's put us in this game, but we have to keep going.
Patrick Mahomes, the youngest quarterback to start 2 Super Bowls in NFL history, is hoping to lead the Kansas City Chiefs to their 2nd straight Lombardi Trophy. The last one to do that? Oh yeah, Tom Brady. And don't forget, the last time our Bucs were even in the Super Bowl, we won. And we'll do it again, on the field, at home, tomorrow night.
Kickoff is at 6:30, but it's going to be a full day of events packed with star power. R&B star Jasmine Sullivan will team up with country singer Eric Church to sing the national anthem. Her will perform America the Beautiful. Then, 3-time Grammy Award winner The Weeknd is promising a show-stopping halftime performance. And you can watch it all right here on 10 Tampa Bay. So there is absolutely no need to change your channel because we've got you covered all weekend long.
Let's start by taking you out to the home of Super Bowl 55. That would be Raymond James Stadium. Our chief meteorologist, Bobby Deskins, and our nightside anchor, Carolina Lead, is out there. Guys, Ray J, ready to shine on the biggest stage.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
going to be amazing.
I'm
ready.
Gorgeous out here as ready. It's already lively down here before the game even gets started. But there are people from around the country out here tonight already, and the stadium doors aren't even open yet. But when they do, it's going to be a day we won't soon forget.
Absolutely. So for those lucky enough to actually get inside the stadium, it's a day that is just long overdue. But like everything else over this last year, it's going to be just a little bit different.
The stadium is going to be nowhere near max capacity. Ray J is keeping many of its existing COVID-19 safety guidelines in place as it had for the Bucs home games. That means fans will be grouped in pods and spaced out in 6-foot increments. So no high-fiving strangers. And don't bother bringing cash either. You can't use it to buy anything. You'll either have to use your phone or use one of their reverse ATMs to turn your cash into a Visa debit card. And of course, everyone will have to wear face coverings.
This is Tampa's 5th time hosting the Super Bowl. Only Miami, New Orleans, and Los Angeles have hosted more. The last time Lombardi took a trip here was in 2009 when the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Arizona Cardinals, securing their 6th Super Bowl ring. But 2001 was the first time it played out on the field at Raymond James Stadium. Before that, the 1991 and 1984 Super Bowls took place at the old Tampa Stadium, which was not only once the home of the Bucs, but also the Rowdies. The Big Sombrero, as it was known, was demolished in '99 to make way for Ray J.
This year, the Super Bowl will be honoring those working on the front lines to keep you safe throughout this pandemic. The NFL personally invited 7,500 healthcare workers. They're heroes, and most of them are from right here in Florida. We'll share their stories a little later in the show.
Such an exciting time. So we're going to see a much smaller crowd than what we're used to, of course, for a Super Bowl. You may remember that last year, more than 62,000 people attended the game in Miami, which was so much fun.
A game we were down there for, too, to get a perspective of what it would be like to cover the Super Bowl. But, of course, as you guys just alluded to, the pandemic made the NFL audible this year. Still, we made it to Super Bowl weekend. Chiefs and Bucs kick off tomorrow. But the week's festivities, it's all about you, the fans. You know Florida loves its theme parks, don't you? Well, now Tampa's Riverwalk, it's turned to essentially football's Disney World. It is awesome out here. Liz Crawford is live at Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park for the final night of the Super Bowl experience down there at JBL. Last chance, Liz, to beat my 40 time if you want to give it a go.
You know, I'll get back to you on that one, Ryan. I think I'm good here just taking in the party, okay? That's what I do best. I'll tell you what, you said it. It's the last hurrah of this incredible fan experience, probably the coolest one in Super Bowl history. And that is not my Tampa Bay bias coming through. I talked to people here who said this event, this fan experience, is usually stuffed into a convention center. Not here in Tampa. Look around. This is it. This is all for the fans. Julian B. Lane Park has been home to NFL fanatics for about a week now. There's a museum with NFL history. There's that 40-yard dash that Ryan keeps talking about, the vertical jump. And you know, it is family friendly because there's even activities right behind me here for the little ones. That's actually what this line is for. So even the little kids get into it. Behind that, that's the stage. DJ's been pumping music all night. But the coolest and best attraction is out of sight right now. It's the Vince Lombardi Trophy. And here's the deal I'm going to make with you. Check back in with me in about an hour. I'm going to get up to that Lombardi Trophy. You and I are going to take a look at that thing one last time because at 10 o'clock tonight, it goes to Raymond James Stadium. Will it live there forever?
So Liz
I like
will be,
that deal.
Liz will be the last person until Tom Brady gets to see it.
That's right.
So Liz and then TV.
That's a pretty good deal. I like that.
I like that a lot. And this, by the way, was the first time ever that the NFL made the Super Bowl experience free and fully outdoors. So it's pretty cool. Tampa, really the only city in America that could have hosted this COVID Super Bowl with our Riverwalk as the perfect place for a backdrop, especially with all of our parks.
Oh my gosh, the last 2 days too have been perfect for it. And
Amazing.
lots of people have been able to go and enjoy it. Flew here to be part of the experience. We met a guy today from Michigan. He was in flip-flops A little bit different than it
And
was
shorts,
at home.
yeah.
Yes. So how much do they actually know, though, about football? Well, Jabari Thomas put Tampa to the test.
What's happening, beautiful people? Jabari here, and I am in downtown Tampa right now. And guess what? We're going to be stopping random people here to ask them some football trivia questions to see how much they know about football. Because after all, we are hosting the Super Bowl this year. All right, y'all, so we got to be 6 feet away. So I'm going to be here, and the people we're going to talk to are going to be 6 feet, maybe 10 feet over there. Yeah.
Oh, look at Jabari, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get slimed, am I?
No. All right. Let's see how much you know about football.
Okay, I'll try.
Name 3 professional football players.
Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, and Tom Brady.
Great.
Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady, and Antonio Brown.
Oh, well, you have to start out with Tom Brady.
Best player ever right now is number 12, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
How much do you think were the most expensive tickets to the first Super Bowl in '67?
I remember I was around for that, but the price of the tickets, I would say maybe $15.
In 1967, probably maybe $5,000.
$6. First Super Bowl, I mean what? 10,000? 5,000?
$12.
Wow. Well, but on the market, it might have gone for a little bit more. So.
How many times have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers gone to the Super Bowl?
Is this their second including time? This time?
You can.
Then twice, yeah.
This will be their second time, so once.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Where is Super Bowl 55 being held this year?
Right here in the great Tampa Bay, baby, Raymond James.
I believe in a small city called Tampa, a championship Bay.
Tampa Bay, baby.
55 right here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, baby.
Bring it on.
Who are you rooting for?
I'm rooting for the Bucks. Let's go Bucks. B-U-C-S.
Yes,
let's
go
go
Bucks.
Bucks, baby.
I think they did a pretty good job.
Awesome job.
They know their Bucks.
Got the trivia right pretty well.
Yeah,
I don't
not
know if I
bad.
could have answered some of those right, so I'm pretty surprised. Hey, while they seem excited, not everyone's actually in it to, watch the final score of the game. Some of you are waiting for the iconic Puppy Monkey Baby commercial. You guys remember that?
Oh my God, yes, of course. Others, maybe you just want to watch the halftime show. And then, of course, we're all in it for the food, though, aren't we?
Today, in 2021, the single biggest cultural eating event in America is Super Bowl Sunday.
Gonna be awesome, can't wait. Maybe if you've got a last minute meal you want to make, you do it right there. And guys, boy, we sure know what success tastes like, don't we? Titletown USA now resides in Tampa Bay. We'll show you what had all of us cheering from home here in our beautiful city when we come back. Back out here live at the Super Bowl experience. Come say hi to us here at Tech Village. Look at the beautiful artwork, Allison.
There's so many great things that you can see like that. There's a sandcastle and all of that. It's so Florida when you're walking around down there, too. Like, if you haven't been here before and you see some of that, you're getting a pretty good idea of what we live with
It's
here
our culture.
in Tampa Bay.
It's our culture. Not just the weather, but the beautiful artwork around town, too. Welcome back. It's a Super Saturday night here on 10 Tampa Bay. We love this city, and I know you certainly do, too. And you know what? They don't call us Tampa Bay by accident, do they? The sports world paused last spring, but once it picked up back again, nobody could touch us. I mean, we got a Stanley Cup. We got a World Series. Well, at least went to a World Series. And then our hometown Bucks are in the Super Bowl. Caitlin Lockerbie shows you what made this our year.
We're a region known for fun and sun, pirates and parties, beautiful beaches, and crystal clear coastlines. Maybe a margarita or two. Leave it to the land of leisure to be a knockout on the field, diamond, hardwood for now, and the ice.
Outsiders may not immediately link Florida to the rink, but it'll go down in Stanley Cup history again, thanks to the Lightning's last season.
The Bolts brought the cup back to Tampa for the first time in 16 years last fall, the second in team history.
Wow. This thing is actually hard.
Winning all 3 series in overtime against Columbus, Boston, and New York. The Bolts finished strong, showing Dallas who the real stars are.
The distant thunder got a close look at the cup. From jet skis to boats, Lord Stanley's mug sparkled down the Hillsborough River during a boat parade. And hey, 2021, look for the Lightning to strike again. The team brought back much of its roster and is ready for back-to-back cup wins.
And to the 2020 American League champion, Tampa Bay Rays. Heading to Texas, heading to the World Series. Good luck to all of you.
The team clinched a spot in the playoffs for a second year in a row, proving one of the lowest payrolls in Major League Baseball. No problem. Revenge was sweet with a 4-2 win over the Astros in Game 7 of the AL Championship Series at Petco Park. The Rays earning their spot in the World Series for the first time since 2008. Even getting a shout out from someone new to the area. A little star support. Tom Brady himself tweeting, "I know what I'll be watching tonight and who I'll be cheering for. Let's go Rays baseball, bring it home." Fans watched along Florida style from Spa Beach Park at the St. Pete Pier as the Rays took the LA Dodgers to Game 6. Unfortunately, no further.
So sad we lost. We came all the way here, but the Rays fought diligently, and they should be very proud.
The team brought back a lot of gratitude, though, for support throughout the unforgettable season, tweeting to their fans, "To a year unlike anything we've ever experienced, and to a run unlike any other franchise has ever had. Thank you." But really, Rays, thank you. Speaking of Brady, that little-known quarterback decided to ditch the cold and call Tampa Bay home this season, wearing Bucs red. Rather well, I might add. The GOAT got a good old 2020 introduction to the Bay Area on a conference call. Then set up shop in a fellow Kings castle, calling Derek Jeter's house his rental home. Brady brought with him a little guy called Gronk, right out of retirement. Oh, and Antonio Brown. The Bucs secured their spot in the playoffs for the first time in 13 years, before sealing the deal in snowy Green Bay to be Super Bowl bound for the first time since 2003, and for the first time in NFL history, here on their own home turf. The GOAT and the highest paid NFL player go head-to-head at Ray J with the Lombardi Trophy on the line. And if you want some NBA action up close, you typically have to drive over to Orlando or all the way down to Miami. We can thank the pandemic for this win. A front row seat over at Amalie with a borrowed team dribbling right down the court. The Toronto Raptors weren't able to gain an exemption for travel in and out of Canada because of COVID restrictions. So Tampa Bay picked up the team temporarily. Stanley Cup winner Steven Stamkos welcomed them, having a little fun trolling the city of Toronto with a tweet, "We the South," riffing off the Raptors' famous slogan. Clearly in 2020, it was we, the city of champions.
So we know tomorrow is going to be historic because the Bucs will play on their own field. But we could also make history by joining the short list of cities that have held more than one major championship in the same season. It has happened 7 different times. The Red Sox and Patriots won in 2018 and in 2004. The Angels and Lakers in 2002. And Dodgers and Lakers in 1988. Detroit is the only city to win 3 in the same year. They won the National Football League Championship, the Stanley Cup, and the World Series in 1935.
Can we just take a minute here and give a huge round of applause and a shout out to all of our Tampa teams? What a phenomenal year, and when we really needed it too, to have them come through and give us something to hope for.
Something to cheer for, something to love for. And this team has certainly done it here. By the way, if the Bucs are able to finish it off tomorrow, they would join the Dodgers and the Lakers, who just won in 2020 as another multi-championship.
Now, you got a chance to talk to some of the other players. Kevin Kiermaier, of course, about what a year it's been.
Alex Killorn, too. I got a chance to catch with Coach Neil Collins of the Rowdies as well. We're going to hear from them coming up in just a little bit. And even though we had fun watching all those other games, the Super Bowl, you know what it's about, right? It brings the party into our
living room. It certainly does. And what's a party without some food, right? You got to have the food. So if you're looking for something quick but tasty still that you want to whip up for the family when you're watching the game, we got you covered. Up next, a super tip for making that bowl of dip. All right, a little bit later, too, we are going to take you out live to the Super Bowl parties. There's some happening on both sides of the bay.
we turn game day into this incredible party, but obviously we can't have those get-togethers this year, but you can still put together a really nice spread for your family, right? You can still do that. Okay. Bobby, what is your favorite thing to eat during the game?
I always go chicken wings. We were talking earlier.
Yeah.
But like I kind of go a little bit spicier during the bigger games,
Ooh,
right? Keeps
you
me
get a little
moving
fancy,
around, sweating it out a little bit.
A beer helps with that too, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
A beer helps with a lot, but especially with the spicy chicken wings, right?
Well, I always pick nachos.
Oh,
right?
Very good call.
Yeah, especially if it's just going to be my family and I'd be working. But yeah, so nachos are kind of a good.
Yeah, I was talking about hummus as well too, especially the kind that has the little spicy thing in the middle. And for people who know me, thinking, why is he eating that healthy? I love it. A little bit of celery.
So we have a few hours left for you to go ahead and plan those snacks for your game. So Candace Aviles has some quick tips. She's going to help you out to get you started.
You want to make something delicious to enjoy while watching the Super Bowl, right? So I went to the best source I know, award-winning chef Andrew Zimmern. Thanks so much for being here. What recipe do you recommend?
If you're looking for something simple, easy, and versatile to make for the Super Bowl, how about a dip for vegetables that can be repurposed later on for a lot of other uses?
His veggie dip is super simple to make. Only 5 ingredients we're talking about here. First, sour cream, only a 1/3 cup of that. Then you have 1/2 cup of mayo, 4 tablespoons of your favorite seasoning, 1 tablespoon of lemon, and then a little bit of black pepper sprinkled on top. You're gonna mix that up really well in a bowl, throw it in the fridge for an hour, and it is ready to rock. All right, someone's got to take one for the team and try this sucker. This is good. It's light, fresh, took like 2 seconds to make. Andrew, this is a keeper, but what's your favorite Super Bowl food out of all time to eat?
Oh my gosh. All-time favorite Super Bowl food. That is so tricky. I'm going to say a roasted ham.
Roasted ham? Of course that's your favorite. Well, my go-to favorite, a little more basic, I love me some nachos. So second recipe I'm going to show you that's super simple is nachos, 7 ingredients. Here we go. The 7 ingredients that you'll need are ground beef, taco seasoning, your favorite chips, your favorite kind of beans, cheddar cheese, guacamole, and pico de gallo. First, you want to brown your ground beef and add taco seasoning. While that's cooking, spread your chips on a serving platter. Once the meat is done, add it on top, followed by your favorite beans, melted cheddar cheese, then scoop some guac and pico de gallo on top, and that's it. Both recipes take less than 20 minutes to make.
The idea there is to pick 1 or 2 items that you like. I suggest really basic finger foods, ones that also can sit out on the counter once they've been cooked so people can keep going up and back and making plates for themselves while they relax in the living room.
Now, Andrew, you have an entire section of your website dedicated to just Super Bowl eats. Why so many recipes?
It's fascinating that you ask this. You know, when I was younger, the single biggest eating day of the year in America was Thanksgiving. Today, in 2021, the single biggest cultural eating event in America is Super Bowl Sunday.
And there are your nachos. Great idea. They look wonderful.
They do. I mean, just something easy. That's my key. It's got to be easy to put together. All right, so Chef Andrew Zimmern will host a virtual taste of the Super Bowl from here in Tampa tomorrow. Allison and Ryan, what are your favorite snacks?
I'm waiting for the nachos to get delivered. Who's bringing them to us?
I've got a curveball for you. Artichoke dip. I love spinach and artichoke dip. That's a good one for Super Bowls.
All right.
Too. Little different.
It is a little
One of my
different, but
favorites.
it's all right. We can have that.
Guys, go get the artichoke dip, put it in the oven. No need to get off your couch because after the break, we'll bring you the pre-Super Bowl parties, and we're going to do it right to your living room.
And coming up a little later.
You might have to sit on the end zone for like $2,000 or $3,000. I don't know. Whatever it's going to cost me.
So he has never missed a single Super Bowl. But it's here in his own backyard now with a limited number of fans, of course. So will the streak hit 55? Find out next.
Ray J looking beautiful will be there tomorrow. Okay, I'm hungry. All the food.
All this food
I haven't eaten
out
dinner
here.
yet.
Those
Look at
burgers
that, though.
smell good. You can smell them from here.
You could smell them from all the way over here. Let me get a medium burger, a little cheese on
Those
that.
are also getting delivered here in just a couple of minutes.
We can't eat it till 9, though. Guys, we've been live here along the Riverwalk all week long. You can feel the buzz and the excitement here on this Super Saturday night. Want to welcome you back. It's 7:30 here on 10 Tampa Bay. I'm Ryan Bass. Allison Croft is with us as well.
So
Bobby
much
Deskins,
fun.
Carolina Lead. We got the
Down
whole
at Ray
crew.
J. And it has been a really tough year. We know you guys have had a tough one, so we really needed this. We needed to be able to come together no matter what side of the bay you live on. You can cross that bridge.
Yes, you certainly can.
Now, there are actually some celebrations that are going on both sides of the bay right now. Emerald Morrow is checking out the Puppy Bowl in Tampa.
But first, we're going to head over to Pinellas County. That's where Jennifer Titus is. She's hanging out at a pep rally. And, Jen, I saw lots of Bucks red out there.
That's right. You guys may be having some fun over there, but guess what? We're having just as much fun here. Look at hanging out with my buddy Tom and dozens of other Buccaneer fans. The Grinch right there. This is Buck Nation. Guys, I want to tell you about where we're at. We're at Bassano Cheesecake in Safety Harbor, and they actually opened up their doors at the beginning of this pandemic when I spoke with the owners, and they told me they've actually been lucky. They've had their business booming. They're just hoping that luck rolls over to this Sunday and the Buccaneers bring in that win. Right here, I have Cindy Bassano with me. She is the owner of Bassano Cheesecake. What has this mean for just the community and you as a business with this team winning right here in the Tampa Bay?
Oh my gosh. I mean, to have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, it's just incredible. And we've had Big Nasty and the Buck Nation coming here every week for the last 8 weeks, and they've been winning every week. So we just wanted to keep the party going and have everybody come, and everybody's so supportive of us since we've been here. We started in June, and it's just been amazing. So.
Awesome. And guys, you know, the party's going to be going on for the next couple of hours or so. We will be here. These people want to win. It's been 18 years. And if you guys know that 18 years ago, the song of the season was Who Let the Dogs Out. You remember that song? I don't know if you do or not, but that should be Emerald's theme song right now. She is at the Puppy Bowl in Tampa. Emerald, how's it going over there?
Jen, oh my gosh, it is so much fun. What an awesome time. And you know, I've got to tell you, the Super Bowl is not the only big game that is happening in town. We have the very first annual Puppy Bowl that happened right here at Pup's Pub. You know, it has been such a wonderful time. And we've got some really cute little ones here. This is Ellie. Everybody say hi. This is cute. So this is all for a good cause, though. Let me get my mask up here. This is all for a great cause. Let me step out of the way and show you some of the other dogs that are out here. The 4 dogs that you see, including Ellie over here, they are all up for adoption. And this is, you know, we've got to get a lot of credit to Bucks wide receiver Chris Godwin. He has a foundation or organization that gives a lot of financial support, including to rescues. And so they do a lot of background checks before they send any of these lovelies home. And word is on the street that 2 of the 4 puppies that are up for adoption do have a forever home, and they're going to get everything checked out to make sure everything is good. But, you know, there are still 2 more that still need to go home with someone. So if you're interested, make sure you check out the Chris Godwin Foundation. Back to you guys.
Ellie is in love with Emerald.
I think Emerald has a new friend. Emerald, you might need to take Ellie home because Ellie's pretty comfortable in your arms.
Hugging her like that? Tell me that's not the cutest thing you've
That might be
seen
the best thing we show you in the show all night long.
That is really good. Okay, that's adorable. Now let's talk about celebrities. I guess that's where you go from the puppies. Shaquille O'Neal, Nelly, Miley Cyrus, obviously the halftime performer, The Weeknd. They are all in town getting ready for the game, so you could run into them at some point.
Yeah, you could. But the man in charge of organizing everything that you see out here, right, to the experience along the Riverwalk, Super Bowl signage, to those wonderful volunteers that we have in town, it's one Rob Higgins, the CEO of the Tampa Bay Super Bowl LV Host Committee. We've actually spent the last year, him and I, inside the planning of Super Bowl 55. We've had special guests sprinkled in each week on our Tampa Bay 55 podcast, including 18 current and former Bucks. We've also had a heck of a lot of fun along the way, too.
Tampa will take over Super Bowl 55.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay 55 podcast, the inaugural pod. I am Ryan Bass, so excited to be partnering with the Rob Higgins for this project.
It's going to be a fun run. We got the call the Los Angeles Stadium was going to be a year delayed.
And so could you step in?
Only 3 cities have hosted more. You're going to hear that line a lot on this podcast.
Yes, you are.
Are you ready to take the pod on the road, man? Let's head to Miami.
305, the Magic City.
Tampa Bay 55 podcast officially on Radio Row here at the Miami Beach Convention Center. John Lynch, your old buddy. He saved a seat for you in the suite, my man. Sunday.
It's great. Florida gets back-to-back Super Bowls. Yep. How fantastic is that?
How you still had those cargo shorts, I have no idea.
Tampa was a lot of fun, and they welcomed us, my family, with open arms.
Only 50% of this podcast has an agent. So who is big time and who is not?
You're the one getting the invites to the parties, not me, my man.
But the momentum is good heading into the weekend.
It's steamrolling ahead to Super Bowl 54 on Sunday, and then officially we get the big game with the handoff coming up on Monday.
Tampa Bay 55 podcast via Zoom.
Even though you're in front of that virtual background that features a fictitious national championship, it's bringing a smile to my face in what's been more challenging times.
There may be some Doc Talk merch coming out. There's a box over there. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Exclusives. We got some exclusives coming in.
Mr. Vinnick, why have you not been a guest on Doc Talk yet with Alex Klein?
It took a decade, so we'll make an appointment for another 10 years from now.
Did you run out of gum in the 5 overtime game?
Something that probably nobody knows. It was the first time in my coaching career I didn't chew gum, so I didn't chew for the rest of the playoffs.
Wow.
I need a Jeter story, man. What's the best one you got for me, Tino?
He wanted to win more than anything else and perform at the top level, which he did. But I don't have any dirt on him for you. Maybe another day in person we can talk about it. But
Well, as the official commissioner of this Tampa Bay LV social quarterback draft, all 3 of you get an A+ in your draft. Will gets extra credit and an additional first-round pick in next year's draft.
I mean, who would have thought a year and a half ago that Bruce would be our head coach, Tom Brady would be our quarterback, Gronk would be here, and we'd be doing a draft from home.
I think if there's someone that I would have given it to, it's Tom. Throw me a couple more touchdown passes,
I think that's a good trade-off, right? Give you my number, throw me a couple more in the red zone.
That's it. You got to look my way now.
We keep talking about what an important Super Bowl this is, and it being the most important of our lifetimes.
This isn't just about a game this year. This is a lot more than about just a football game. This is about us. This is about our country. This is about coming together. I mean, it's a big deal. This is a historic Super Bowl.
And we just wrapped up a week's worth of episodes from Radio Row here at the Tampa Convention Center. Jeff Vinnick, the owner of the Lightning, our last guest before Super Bowl 55. Your pregame listen tomorrow, you can get it wherever you get your podcasts. I'll tell you, we also just talked about our favorite Super Bowl halftime show on the pod as
That'll be a good one. It's almost halftime on this Super Saturday night. They call the Super Bowl halftime show the party of the year, and they do that for a reason. So next, join us for a wild, wonderful, sometimes a little bit weird look at the history of Tampa Bay's halftime shows.
Kickoff is cool and all, but we know what some of you are counting down to. I don't know about you, Allie, but I am pretty pumped to catch the halftime show and see what the weekend's got.
Oh, it's going to be spectacular. He's got something up his sleeve, too. And the halftime show sometimes gets more viewers than the actual game gets. Between the dancers, there's fireworks. Once there was even a giant robotic lion. So it is really a can't-miss moment.
And it actually started, it's pretty cool, with humble beginnings. A marching band from Louisiana actually kicked off the first ever Super Bowl halftime show. And now, Grammy winner of the weekend is promising it's going to be a showstopper.
Oh, we cannot wait to see it because Super Bowl's halftime shows here in Tampa have already delivered some memorable performances.
The first halftime show in Tampa was in 1984. It was a salute to superstars of the silver screen. But the next time we had it, the then popular New Kids on the Block danced into our hearts for a Disney-themed performance. If that doesn't scream Florida, I don't know what does.
So does the fact that we brought boy bands back to Tampa's halftime stage in 2001. And they weren't alone. We're talking NSYNC, Britney Spears, Nelly, Mary J. Blige, and Aerosmith, all performing together for the first ever Super Bowl at Raymond James Stadium.
But nothing beats the last time we hosted the Super Bowl, when legendary rocker Bruce Springsteen got up close and personal with the camera. He blamed the iconic moment on bad timing, too much adrenaline, speed, and a late drop to his knees.
And although it's not a halftime show, we've got to give an honorary mention to Whitney Houston's national anthem at the 1991 Super Bowl, where her voice united all of us.
Oh, gosh, that was so good.
It's one of the best memories I've ever had of Super Bowl. Was
Incredible.
That pregame performance.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Back to halftime shows, though. You got a favorite?
That Britney Spears one, for sure. With Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears,
That's a good
Aerosmith,
one.
Michael Jackson's too.
That's great. I will never forget 2007 when Prince in
Aw,
Miami, with
that's-
the rain pouring down on the guitar, just shredding Purple Rain.
Yeah, that's a good
still
one.
brings chills right
yeah,
now.
a lot
just
of you are
talking about
probably
that
thinking about that too.
Oh, that
So
was
we asked you guys about this on our 10 Tampa Bay Twitter page. Most people still talking about J-Lo and Shakira down in Miami. Certainly that was a showstopper. Lots of people, though, also showing the love like you are for that Miami performance, Ryan.
Yep.
Prince with his purple guitar in 2007. Clearly, Florida knows how to put on a show. Some of you, though, you said Beyonce bringing back Destiny's Child in 2013.
I forgot about that
was
one.
your favorite moment. Who doesn't love a good reunion, right? Bobby, Carolina, what do you guys think?
Well, we've been going back and forth
Yeah,
with this.
we've
My
been debating
favorite really was Purple Rain when it got taken. I mean,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
It's
Maroon
mine
5 was
too.
good.
Yeah, Maroon 5 was good as well. Of course, Destiny's Child with Beyonce. But I'm sorry, Prince, Purple Rain, as Ryan said, in the rain, you can't beat it. And the twins dancing behind him in those heels.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That's
It was
right,
just
that was
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah.
Now, we actually met someone who's seen every single Super Bowl halftime show in person. Can you imagine? Bobby Lewis introduces you to the man who's hoping to keep his streak, 54 years in the making, alive.
I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Tom Henschel is headed back to the Super Bowl.
Somehow I will get in this game, believe me. I will buy a ticket.
In early January, the Tampa man explained how important it was to keep his super streak alive. Tom has been to all 54 Super Bowls, and number 55 will be played 15 minutes from his house.
Tell me honestly, were you giddy like a little kid when you got that email?
Yeah, kind of.
Tom was thankful to get an email from the NFL front office, offering him a chance to buy a pair of tickets for the big game.
Somebody definitely looked out for us. I didn't think it'd let me down, especially me living here in Tampa.
His super streak will reach 55 years.
We've been on that VIP list for the NFL for a long, many years.
How much did the tickets cost this year?
$2,500
A piece?
a piece, yeah.
Is that the most you've ever paid for a ticket to get to the Super Bowl?
Yes, it will be the most, yes. My 55th Super Bowl, it's unbelievable.
And I know $2,500 for a ticket sounds like a lot of money, but Tom says it's not that bad when you think about the fact that he didn't have to pay to travel for, he's had to do that for previous games, right?
It's a home game.
Yeah, it's a home game.
At least for him.
$2,500, okay.
But get this, some of those prime lower-level sideline seats initially sold for more than $19,000.
Wow.
And on average, if you break that down, game's about 4 hours or so. So if you purchase that at that price, about 19 grand,
I don't want to
without including taxes,
Yeah.
it's about $81 per minute of the game.
Yeah, wrap your mind around that one. Can you really put a price, though, on seeing Tom Brady in person? All right, so still ahead, the 5 reasons we just love the GOAT and what fans in other cities have to say about him. That should be interesting. Plus,
I would like to be like a wolf. I feel like a wolf, kind of running around with my pack.
Super Bowl media days have been, well, interesting to say the least. The funniest moments from players who may have spent a little too much time in isolation this year.
mean, I can't imagine the nerves of the players right now, getting ready for the biggest game of their life. That's 10 Sports' Grace Remington is with us now. Definitely not your traditional Super Bowl week, especially with the madness that we usually see with what comes with the Super Bowl.
Right. Usually the week leading up to the game, I mean, it's a circus. You know, you've been there before. There's nonstop press conferences, in-person interviews, parties, events, lots of mixing and mingling among the players and coaches. Obviously, the pandemic has changed that a bit. The Chiefs didn't even get into town until today, so we spent a lot of time on Zoom this week. Naturally, there were a lot of really interesting moments. Things got weird, so here are some of the best.
You hear me?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Crazy media day. I'm sitting here in an empty room. This is very different than the other 9 experiences.
They call me El Capitan.
I gotta get a picture of this.
You cannot leave on the back.
Defense, are you going to play man-to-man, zone?
And the freckles too, if you can see them, I can zoom in for you. You see them?
Yes, sir. My wife will say Papai no sabe nada, which means Daddy doesn't know anything.
My mom sent me a little meme, and it was Tom with Mahomes on back of his shoulders, like Mahomes is like a baby, but in Kansas City uniform. And it was like, take your son to work day, February 7th. It was just classic because Mahomes could really beat Tom's son.
Spirit animal nickname. I would like to be like a wolf Travis, man. It's got to be something funny. I think he'd be like a giraffe.
A giraffe?
But I do mark, my moments with tattoos. And if we win, absolutely, I'm getting a Lombardi somewhere on me. I don't know yet. Not my face.
Is there another cheeseburger waiting for you?
There is. Yes, I'm gonna go. I need a double cheeseburger if that happens.
We will find an adult beverage somewhere and have a great time.
Man, we get a W on cause what they say. I'm pulling the horse out and I'm gonna hold a Lombardi trophy and I'm gonna ride around the whole stadium.
Okay, that needs to happen.
I think
Devin White and Ray J. How cool would that be?
I love the Gronk one, like with the baby goat and Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, it's the
that
goat
was
and
my
the kid.
favorite moment.
Gronk always has a great soundbite.
That was incredible. Grace, thanks for putting that together. Media Day differently, obviously. Hey, we should see some fireworks on the field tomorrow. 2 of the greatest quarterbacks that this game has ever seen going head-to-head, but why wait until game time for a show? Bo Zimmer down at the convention center, just offshore is that iconic Jose Gasparilla pirate ship. Bo, it's getting ready to light up the skyline.
Guys, I tell you what, I can't hear myself think right now because the speakers just went off and so did the fireworks. And wow, what an incredible show that we're going to have out here tonight to celebrate Super Bowl 55 right here in Tampa. And no better way to celebrate this with a big pirate ship. 150 flags decorating this ship with the pyrotechnics and the lasers, a big part of this show. Let me let you take a listen and a look as we celebrate Super Bowl 55 right here in Tampa. Okay, and a live look out here at the Super Bowl 55 celebration. And it is Super Bowl 55, so they're doing this every hour at 55 past the hour. I don't know if I'm more impressed with the fireworks or the speakers on this thing because it's deafening out here. You still have time to come out for the next show. Coming up in 1 hour from now. Guys?
It honestly never gets old. Like,
No.
We've seen that a lot of time this week. By the way, 2 more shows tonight. 8:55 and 9:55. Those are the last
And it's
2.
gorgeous there on the Jose
It's
Gasparilla
amazing.
lighting up the
It's
bay.
amazing.
It's so beautiful. You know, Super Bowl 55 has been fun. We're having a great time out here, but it's leaving a legacy that's going to live on long after the game is over.